So it's still going to be an uphill battle for Firefly, but he's done it before. And hey, he could do it again. As in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on how you think this series will unfold. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have the Chinese Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Offside Esports. It is Firefly. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Danish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming. It is MaxPax. Let's go. Golden Aura, Ghost Aura, Ocean Aura, yeah, all the auras. Let's go. It's like how before there was like red shift and blue shift. I mean, we have Death Aura, right? Death Aura, Golden Aura, Romanticide Aura. As we're selling into our openers, Firefly going for the gate expand. Let's go. Okay, an economic start from Firefly. MaxPax opening up with a double gas opener with a gate on the high ground. Now, MaxPax specifically on this map does go for gate into Cybercore, into Stargate, into expand on the low ground. He does, I don't know, I'm not entirely certain as to why, but specifically on this map, he doesn't roll off on the low ground. This is the one map where he consistently does this on. So Firefly will have a greedier build. Firefly will be ahead in the base count as his Nexus is already on the way. MaxPax will be delaying his Nexus for the Stargate, and then we'll be expanding. So it's a really interesting turn of events here. Firefly is being greedier than MaxPax in a PvP. Now, something important here is that if MaxPax sees you doing this, he has the option to be aggressive himself. Like, MaxPax could go for his own all-in. There's a Stargate that we mentioned, so everything's looking normal. Looks like a Stargate into expansion. We're not going for like a Robo or a Twilight Council or a Gateway. Looks like MaxPax should be going for a standard game. And Firefly is going to be getting away with his greed for now. I say for now, this Stargate is for an Oracle to get across the map and to harass. Oh, as Firefly does delay the expansion with the pylon block. Nice moves here from Firefly. Will delay it even further, does keep the Zealot busy. Adept has arrived, Adept is going to be scouted. Ooh, as the Cybercore gets thrown down, oh my god. The Cybercore gets thrown down as well, so a massive delay in the expansion. But here comes that first Oracle. It's on the way. The goal of this Oracle is to get some worker damage. It's to get across the map and kill some probes. And we'll see if we can. We'll see if Firefly can keep up. As the Adept is... Oh no, we missed the Adept! The Adept is moving out, and Firefly does miss it, but actually we don't care. We're moving out across the map. MaxPax going for the unnatural natural in PvP? Uh-oh. That's a bold move. That is a very exposed base, and Firefly will confirm it. Yeah, he ignores the base for now, goes for the probe. Probe does go down. And we can now threaten the main. Oh, what do we go for? Okay, going for the natural. Across the map, we fully wall off. The Adept does not find a way in. Pylon taking some extra hits. Oracle has arrived. Void Ray follow-up. Void Ray is going to be very important in case it isn't all in. And I like the idea, even with Void Rays to defend, I like the idea of Firefly committing into a 2-base all-in. Like, MaxPax, he's so vulnerable by expanding in such a way. Like, he's going to be so isolated from one base to the other, where you can take advantage of this quite well in this matchup. We'll see if we do. We'll see if we do, as the first Oracle is hitting the main. He's making its way to the main base. Shield batteries in position. And we go for the stasis, and we do react in time. Oh my god. We do react in time. Stasis goes down. And Firefly does defend for the time being. Team recall back home. Second stasis is once again denied. Oracle is out of energy, and now we can focus on our defense. We have a shield battery, we have an overcharge. Here comes MaxPax. Heading everything across the map. Going for the gateways. Gateways are exposed. Going for the... Oh my... Going for the Archer's pylon. I almost forgot what it was called. The pylon is going to be targeted down, but the overcharge will keep it alive. As we focus... Oh, as we do catch and trap one of the Stalkers. Catch the Stalker. Catch the Adept. Very nice defense so far here by Firefly. Almost getting the Zealot. Gateway's going to be focused down, but we were going to kill the Gateway anyway. Well, as the Oracle slips in from behind and does get 3 probe kills. Very nicely done. Very necessary damage. Gateway will fall. Oracle still active. Firefly pulling back. And MaxPax is keeping up economically, working towards a bit of a Gateway explosion and a Twilight Council as well. Blink is on the way for both players. Is slightly faster for Firefly. Blink is going to be that a little bit faster here for our Blue Protoss player as he expands and takes a third. Okay, we're going for a longer macro game. Firefly is not going to attempt to punish MaxPax, and both players will settle into their 3-base setup. Alright, we are calming things down. We are expanding. And yeah, we survived the early game. We're getting into the mid game without Phoenixes. Let's go. I'll be honest, I don't often see MaxPax's mid game here, just because very often the game ends early on. Either MaxPax dies to an all-in, or he defends and his opponent dies. Like, that's just a very common dynamic. Otherwise, we see Phoenix versus Phoenix on maps like Site Delta. We see a lot of that from MaxPax. I think you can see a lot of his like Stalker v Stalker mid game, so I'm excited. I'm excited. As it just doesn't happen too often. We dive into the main, catch a probe. Just a couple of workers as Firefly is going to be punished for his dive. Okay, will escape, doesn't lose any stalkers. Doesn't lose any as Adepts a shade into that third. 4 probes go. Oh my god, 5 probes go down. 6! Not quite 7, but 6 worker kills, almost 7. As Firefly now is going to be punished for his dive. We'll bleed out a couple of stalkers. But 7 worker kills is nothing to scoff at, so very nice pick off there from Firefly. Is pulling back towards his third base. Is in position. Has sentries, has force fields, no shield battery, but does have his army. Have safety cannons on the way. As MaxPax is going for the main! Yeah, he's going for a massive dive into the main base. Firefly out of position, not ready for this. And we dive for the main base. Pylon's going to be going down. And we have the high ground as well. We have the concave. Ooh. And Firefly just having a hard time pushing in. Overcharge will help. Is popped. Actually, not in a bad position. At the same time, MaxPax pushing in towards a third. Oracle from behind. Station Trap going to be going off. We don't react in time. Massive station in the natural. And Firefly is getting pulled apart. Just cannot keep up. Again, this is just such a brutal position. Did miss it. And with that, MaxPax does take a lead. He's up in workers. Up in stalkers. Did lose the Void Ray. Are we going to be trading? So far, good blinks out of Firefly. I mean, from both players. Don't lose anything. Not yet. More reinforcements on the way. Oracle's still active, still being a nuisance here. As Firefly takes his forward. Will expand towards his opponent. A bit of a rough base to hold on to. It is here on the low ground. It can be attacked from multiple angles. It's wide open as well. So this is going to be an interesting position here for Firefly, as he's going to be being aggressive behind this or in front of this as he's pushing. Firefly moving out, running into the main army. Does not want to lose that War Prism. Has to be so careful. Oracle diving in. We are in position. Oracle forced back. So we do have a Dark Shrine on the way for MaxPax. Firefly rotating around. It looks like he will force a cancel. The Nexus goes down. Not a bad pickoff here from Firefly. Does cancel the Nexus and gets the hell out of here. But the worrisome thing for Firefly is that he is falling behind in the supply, in the Stalkers. As we have another Oracle finding the 4th base. Going for the workers. Only getting 1. But MaxPax has confirmed the base. Rotating in between the natural and the 3rd. We got high ground vision. We could go into the main again. The observer does spot this. Firefly is aware. is where the army, not a bad fight. Oh, catching some stalkers. Going blow for blow. Stalkers going down for both players. In the end, slightly better fight. For MaxPax. Catching an extra stalker. MaxPax is going to be pulling back. Blink is on the way for those DTs. Fourth base is getting up and running. Still pretty close between our players, but I still want to give the edge to MaxPax. I say that. +2 is about to finish for Firefly, so he will have a slight window where he has the upgrade advantage, but it's not the biggest of windows. MaxPax is not too far behind with his own +2. And we're just focusing on just pure Blink Stalker. Just Blink Stalker versus Blink Stalker. There's no finesse here. Firefly going for the goal, but it is scouted. There's no holding on to this. No shot. MaxPax is on the way. Firefly moving through the center. And can Firefly save this Nexus? I mean, +2 does kick in. +2 kicks in for Firefly. Still wreaking havoc. Blink still on the way, no DTs. Yeah, oh no, never mind. We have 6 DTs moving out for MaxPax. Observer gets caught. We have another. And what do we have at home to defend? We do have some detection, thankfully, but do we have warp-ins? Do we have defensive warp-ins available? Unless the Observer is sniped. Pick up there from MaxPax. We have DTs and Zelts here pushing towards or in between the bases. Prism into the main. Thankfully, there is a cannon. Does force in a defensive warp in the main. We head towards the third. Firefly does catch the Stalkers. Not a bad start. Yeah, but we do go straight for that Nexus. Straight for the mineral line. 6 probes go down. Overcharge is popped. Firefly trying to focus across the map, but alas, he's forced to pull back. Oh, and that's a lot of damage dealt here. As the Stalkers are struggling against the DTs. And the DTs will even escape. They walk away. And now MaxPax has maxed out. I don't know how many. He's down in Stalkers, but it does have that harassing force. Yeah, gonna be diving in. DT's on top of the Stalkers. Oof. Stalkers have hiding potential, but they're forced all the way back into the mineral line. Likewise, DT's into the main, into the natural. Cells need to warp in. And MaxPax sending his entire army out across the map. Firefly misses this. He does miss the rotation. Main army is spotted. Firefly pulling back. MaxPax with the Observer. He could dive into the main again. Now catching some reinforcing Stalkers. Firefly beating the Prism. Oh my god. Prism barely saved. Barely. As the gold base is getting up and running, that's a lot of tank defense. Right, of course, we were fighting for the gold, and the gold is up. We got cannons, we got shield batteries. But Firefly gets dragged out of position. Oof, bleeding out a lot of zealots. He has to fight with his tank defense. Base on the way. Firefly now with +3. Again, still has that upgrade lead. And he will snipe the Prism. I said he will. Oh. We'll try. There we go. Prism's going to be going down. Firefly will take this fight. And dives on top of the army. Shuts him down. MaxPax trying to escape. But bleeds out a lot of Stalkers. And Firefly takes the supply lead. At the same time, MaxPax going for a DT counterattack. Is moving out. There's a cannon, but we can focus it down. Yeah, the cannon will fall. Workers being forced back. We have DTs to defend. Firefly, he will hold on. Oh, but this concave is brutal. Firefly bleeding out a little bit too much there. So yeah, some DT on DT action. MaxPax did come out on top. MaxPax now evening up the attack upgrades, but Firefly does have armor and shields. Again, making use of the goal base with the better upgrades. And the armies will actually miss each other. MaxPax moving out towards the north. Meanwhile, Firefly is going to hit the southern base. Oh, the stasis! Oh my god! And there we go, we force the recall. MaxPax, he sees an opportunity. Does go for the recall. Overcharge is popped. Firefly has to back off. MaxPax getting ready for the surround. He's coming in from behind. Firefly barely slipping away. Reinforcements coming in. Stasis does run out. But this is an awkward fight for Firefly. Yeah, the Zealots, they close the distance. They get on top of the Stalkers. Immortals coming into play as well. MaxPax, he has the higher quality army with those Immortals. The upgrades, they don't matter. Not anymore. Firefly getting caught out completely. The DTs are putting in some work. But that may have just been the moment that MaxPax was looking for. Took a decisive fight. And now we can keep going. With the help of these Immortals, we can keep pushing. Firefly just going for a desperation move out across the map. But this goal base, it will fall. At the same time, Firefly harassing with DTs in the mineral lines. Probes are going down. That's a lot of DTs to defend though. Oh my god. That's a lot of Dark Templar. As MaxPax will be bleeding out 22 probes for the 18 of Firefly. Cannon will finish. MaxPax does defend. And MaxPax, he still has an insanely large army. Like, Firefly held his own for a long time, but again, that one fight that we had down here where we got surrounded, like, that was just brutal. And Firefly just could not maintain those losses. Yeah, bases are going down. Firefly desperately going for a counterattack, going for a base trade. But if these armies ever face, then MaxPax will win. MaxPax will take the fight. Bases are falling left and right. Firefly does kill a Nexus, but it's taking him a little bit too long to break through the third. As MaxPax already pushing into the natural. Already pushing in. MaxPax taking the bottom left-hand base. DT does deny the center base as well. Firefly just getting hunted down. Bases falling left and right. 69 probes falling. Nice. Out to 71. Oh, so many worker losses here. Yeah, the final base is found. Firefly just trying to be active. And MaxPax is coming back home. I mean, there's no reason to just commit to the base trade. He's racing back home. He knows he can take the fight. And this is just a Firefly's last chance. His last hurrah. Again, didn't have a bad concave. The results are coming in, but we just have an overwhelming army for MaxPax. He's snowballing out of control. Just has too much. Breaks through the Zealots. DTs are coming in. And Firefly, he has a handful of Stalkers left. He escapes with 2 Stalkers. This is his army. Down to 2, down to 0. Ay, ay, ay. What do we have left? 10 workers. GG gets called. We warp in 1 last Zealot, and MaxPax will take game number 1. Whew. And that was only game 1. That was only game number 1. GG, well played. A very solid game there. And again, a shout out to Firefly as well. He held his own, and he even had certain advantages as well. He was so far ahead in upgrades. He had the goal base as well. But the DT harassed. The DT run-bys were brutal, and they were always forcing Firefly to keep supply back at home. He was also trading less efficiently as well. Like, the efficiency of MaxPax's DT harass was just becoming a little bit too much. On top of that, MaxPax, upon recognizing that his opponent was going Mass Stalker, was able to incorporate some Immortals as well. And those Immortals, they were just so valuable in those fights. They got so many efficient trades and so many hits in the army of Firefly. And eventually Firefly was outscaled and was surrounded as well. GG. GG, well played. But again, Firefly held his own. I mean, I feel like you could see there's a reason why Firefly did force MaxPax to the ace match last time they played in a best of 5. So I have faith. I have faith here that we can force the ace match once again. But we'll see. We'll see. That was a wild game. That was a wild game. We're getting ready for game number 2. I want to believe in Firefly. As game 2 is going to be on Ghost River. Let's go. Here we go. Diving into game number 2 and spawning in the top right hand corner of Ghost River, we have our Chinese Protoss player, the red Protoss, representing Offside Esports down in this series, but looking to bounce back here and force the ace match. It is Firefly. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Danish Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Storm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. Una más, one more is all he needs to make it to the grand finals. It is MaxPax. And a shout out to more hook in the chat. Gracias, Pablo, gracias. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. I'm assuming it was a ladder session. Gracias, Pablo, gracias. Thank you so much. As we're settling into game number 2. For those that are maybe tuning in now, this is the semi-finals of KFC, of KungFu Cup, number 5. It is a seasonal weekly open tournament where we have players from all around the world tuning in and competing, of course. We're here in the semi-finals to find out who was the first to make it to those grand finals. We'll be casting the upper semis thereafter. Also, I misspoke. This is not just KFC, this is the KF PvP, as only Protoss players remain in the tournament. It is a purely Protoss semifinals in the upper and lower semis. So strap in. It's going to be amazing. But now, once again, gate expands. Gate expands for both players, so looks like Firefly is also setting up for a faster expansion, so is MaxPax. Again, Firefly willing to keep up with the greed of MaxPax is his response. And oh, there it is! Nexus has been thrown down. The pylon block was denied. And across the map, because of the double gas opener, is a Stargate before expansion. So Firefly is being a little bit greedier by cutting corners. He does delay his tech in favor of the expansion. MaxPax doesn't. MaxPax goes tech first, then expand. So that's why the Stargate is on the way. And the purpose of the Stargate is to get economic damage done across the map. This should be for Oracle first. So even though we're going for a later expansion, the goal here is for MaxPax to get some probe kills to catch up. That is the goal of MaxPax. Meanwhile, we're settling in. We're getting into our 2-gate follow-up. Oh, 3-gate follow-up even from Firefly. Initially focusing on sentries, followed by stalkers. Had a great ladder stage. Oh, let's go. It's good to hear. Good to hear as MaxPax does slip in. That was a misplaced pylon. Pylon was misplaced. It depths shades into the main base, causing havoc, forcing the sentries back. Even a force field. Oh, second force field. This is going from bad to worse. This should not have happened. And this means we have wasted energy. This means that we have that much less to work with for hallucinated scouts. And we're going for the all-in. Gateway thrown down across the map. That's going to be a 4-gate setup here for Firefly. Very aggressive. But the start of this game has been brutal. Oracle dips in, going for the stasis. Forcing back those probes. We catch 2. 2 workers in the main. Not bad. It was a very nice positioning for the stasis as well, just because there was no way to surround it. The positioning was in such a way where you couldn't surround that stasis and get the surface area you wanted. Meanwhile, second Oracle into the natural. Probes are going to be going down. And Firefly's committed. We're sending everything across the map. Gateways are getting up and running. Stalkers are warping in. Overcharge is popped. And what do we have to defend back at home? We have 2 shields, soon to be 3 shield batteries, he knows. MaxPax is fully aware of what's going on. But what about the force fields? Remember, there is no blink. Force fields are king. We do catch an adept. First adept goes down, but we have 3 shield batteries and an overcharge. We can't break this. If it was 1 shield battery, then sure, but not against 3. Yeah, second pylon's on the way. MaxPax is ready for the all-in. Overcharge is popped, keeping the Stalker alive. We refuse to lose anything. And Firefly is getting shut down completely. We had a back and forth game 1, but here in game 2, this aggression is falling on its face. MaxPax with a massive worker lead. And Firefly did saturate his natural, but yeah, GG gets called. The writing is on the wall, and MaxPax takes the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations here to MaxPax, who does advance on to the finals. A shout out to Firefly again. Game 1 was very back and forth. Game 1 was very close, but game 1 could only be so close. In the end, MaxPax did take it. Game 2 was a lot more decisive. Everything just, we took a turn for the worst in game number 2, with the initial adept shading in, with the force fields being wasted, with the oracles getting damaged, and again, MaxPax, he was prepared fully for the all-in. And with that, MaxPax takes the 2-0, and we're here to find out who will face off against MaxPax in those finals. Up next, let's just double check. Yeah. Oh my, it went to the ace match? No shot. That's crazy. So up next is going to be Hero versus Classic, as we expected. But Chance, sorry, I'm a little bit speechless. Chance forced Classic to the ace match. I was not expecting that. Again, on the bracket, we mentioned this earlier, but Chance is a more amateur Korean player. He's like a semi-pro Korean Protoss. And he 2-0'd Goblin, which was already impressive. But for Chance to take a game off of Classic is very impressive. So, shout out to Chance. He did lose to Classic in the end, but to force the ace match, like, I'm impressed. I'm very impressed. Especially because Chance retired. Chance, he retired. He stepped away from the game. For him to return and to pop off in PvP, is really cool to see. Really cool to see, and I hope that maybe this is the return of Chance. Maybe Chance starts competing again. We'll see. We shall see. I'll definitely keep my eye out for Chance in ESL Open Cups, in KSLs, and in more KungFu Cups. I'll be paying attention.